inspiration,
motivation, purpose, fulfilled and abundant life, immortal mindset.
Sadness is not the end, but rather a temporary chapter in your journey. Stay strong, for happiness awaits you in the next verse. Just as seasons change, so do emotions. Sadness is but a passing phase, soon to give way to the spring of your soul.
In the shadows of sadness, I find the light of hope. In the silence of affliction, discover the melody of consolation. For amidst the tears that bathe my face, I perceive the gentle touch of divine love. In the valleys of sadness, where darkness envelopes my soul, still, I feel the divine presence, the hand that soothes me. In shed tears, the heart in agony, I find a safe refuge, where peace guides me. In the abysses of sadness, where deep pain resides, there is an incandescent light that never weakens. In every shed tear, in every felt sigh, there is a divine promise, an infinite love. In the grip of sadness, where the heart weeps in silence, I find the song of grace, a melody echoing in the heavens. For even in the darkest night, where the soul seems lost, there is a divine light, ready to bring healing and life. In the webs of sadness, entangled in pain and melancholy, an oasis of hope arises in the faintest harmony. For even in the darkness that shrouds our days, the divine promise shines like stars on cold nights. In the garden of tears, where sadness flourishes, a secret, hidden in silence, warms itself. For in every shed drop, a river of strength reveals itself, and in the darkness of the soul, hope cradles us. In the locks of sadness, where the heart finds shelter, a divine light radiates, bringing continuous solace and comfort. For in the darkness that envelopes our soul, a flame persists, God's unwavering love, which sadness cannot resist. Sadness, in its dark veil, can envelop us like a cloak, weighing heavy on our weary shoulders. But remember, O troubled soul, that even in the grips of pain, a seed of joy sprouts within you. Sadness, like a storm, sweeps through my existence, but in the essence of pain, I find a sacred resilience. For in the throes of suffering, the seed of hope hides, growing silently, bringing light to my struggle. Sadness, in its dark cloak, may envelop us from within, but the strength born from it is a gift that time does not take away. For in the locks of the soul, infinite courage is born, which lifts us from the ashes and makes us witnesses to a beautiful story. Sadness, with its sharp claws, tries to imprison us, but there is a God who lifts us up, who teaches us to overcome. For he turns tears into pearls of hope, and in the wounds of pain, sows the seed of trust. Sadness, like a burning ember, consumes our serenity, but there is a sacred fire capable of transforming reality. Amidst the salty tears, we find strength and courage, for pain shapes us, revealing the essence of our image. Sadness, with its trembling melody, touches our essence, but there is a divine symphony that transcends all appearance. In the dissonant notes, we find the tone of overcoming, and in the harmony of love, we discover true transformation. Sadness, like an ocean of tears that floods our being, reveals the human condition, inviting us to be reborn. In every painful sigh, God surrounds us with His grace and shows us that even in sadness, His presence does not falter. The torn heart is the fertile soil where compassion flourishes. Sadness, like an unrelenting teacher, teaches us to overcome every laughter, to see beauty in tears, and to find strength in weaknesses. It is in sadness that I discovered my true strength, finding profound understanding of the value of every pain. For in shed tears, a river of healing flows, washing the wounds of the soul and bringing newness to what I once was. In the valley of sadness, we find the empathy that binds us, sharing pains, embracing those whom loneliness inundates. It is in weakness that we discover the action of God's strength, His grace sustaining us, leading us beyond the darkness. In sadness, I appreciated the joy given to us, seeing beauty in brokenness, in the journey crossed. For it is in emotion that we find the strength of an infinite love, enveloping and soothing us, even when all seems lost. In the abysses of the soul, where despair is present, God's loving hand guides us with love eternally. For He is the architect of our restoration, master of consolation, transforming our sadness into a song from the purest ground. Sadness is a wise teacher, teaching us to see the hidden beauty in scars, the purpose beyond grief. It molds our hearts with patience and precision, revealing the resilience that sprouts in our darkness. In life's storms, sadness can disorient us, but there is a divine compass, ready to guide and support us. For amid the tears that wet our tired faces, the promise of eternal comfort is sealed, never to be denied. Do not fear, for sadness is a transitory chapter in the story of life. It shapes us, purifies us, and strengthens us for the challenges ahead. Just as night gives way to dawn, sadness paves the way for hope, renewing our strength. Sadness is the teacher that leads me to transformation, teaching me to overcome every laughter and every athlete. I rise from the rubble with unshakable faith, for sadness does not define my story, only cradles it. Do not fear sadness, for it is only a passing chapter, a link that unites us with humanity, revealing us as true warriors. In every tear, a river of hope forms, flowing towards healing, bringing peace after the transforming storm. Do not give up, O wounded heart, for sadness is just a chapter, a moment of transformation, preparing for a new shine. In every shed tear, a seed of renewal is planted, and God, in His faithfulness, will make it flourish on your path. Do not fear, wounded heart. Behind sadness there is a purpose, a lesson to be learned, a growth amidst chaos. Through the tears that bathe our faces in despair, we find divine peace, relief, solace from suffering. In the arms of loneliness, we find the warmth of divine presence, the God who consoles, heals, and renews our fate. He wipes our tears with tenderness and compassion, and in His embrace, we find the strength of His redemption. Do not give up, downhearted heart, for sadness is just a season, a time of purification and a chance for transformation. In every tear that falls, there is a seed of hope, which germinates and blooms, pointing towards a new prosperity. So, lift up your head, O desolate soul, and wipe your tears with courage. For in the broken heart resides the seed of healing. And in the journey of sadness, we are guided by the loving hand of the Eternal, who envelopes us with His eternal embrace. The Creator, in His infinite wisdom, will not forsake me. Even as I walk through the darkest valleys, He will be there. With tireless love, He wipes my tears one by one, offering divine solace until the sadness fades away. The Lord is our refuge, the constant support amidst affliction. He wipes our tears, bringing comfort to our hearts. And when sadness surrounds us, He reminds us of His promise that joy will come in the morning, even after the darkest night. He is the loving Father who wipes away tears and calms the storm, who envelopes us with His love and guides us through every difficulty. So, rise up with courage, confident in His divine promise, for He turns sorrows into joys and brings comfort to your fate. The Creator, in His infinite wisdom, understands our affliction. He envelopes us with His love, restores us with his redemption. He wipes our tears, bringing a new dawn. In sadness we discover his presence. He never lets us perish. Fear not, saddened heart, for sadness is but a stop, a journey of self-discovery, a chance to be restored. Through the dark clouds, a sun of hope shines on the horizon, and with every tear shed, a story of overcoming confronts. God, the loving Father, carefully wipes our tears. In his tender embrace, we find rest and our burden is relieved. He knows the depth of our pain and deepest anguish and sustains us with his strength, enveloping us in his fruitful peace. Remember always, sadness is not the end, but rather a pause for us to gather our strength, cultivate resilience, and find true joy. For we are beings made of love and hope, capable of overcoming all pains and finding fulfillment in the light that shines beyond sadness. Therefore, do not despair, weary and troubled heart, for even in sadness, there is a divinely traced purpose. Believe in the journey, in the cycles life leads us through, for from sadness springs resurrection. In God I find my light. May the peace that surpasses all understanding fill your being, and may hope rise, even in moments of suffering. Sadness may touch the soul, but it does not define our destiny, for we are beloved children of a God who leads us to eternal divine destiny. Let sadness be the brush that paints your soul with compassion, that molds your character and propels you to seek redemption. For even in the deepest sadness, there is a purpose beyond what we see. And in God we find the hope that makes us whole and serene. May your sadness be transformed into a testimony of love, a song of praise that touches hearts and brings heaven to earth. For the God who dwells on high knows every tear that falls, and in his goodness, he lifts us up, renewing our faith each day. Rise up, downtrodden soul, for sadness is just a station, a stretch of the journey, in pursuit of our complete transformation. In every deep sigh, we find a glimpse of hope. Indiana, the broken heart, we glimpse the miracle of restoration and calm. Let sadness not be a burden, but rather a gateway to rebirth. Let it be the inspiration that shapes your strength, your ability to overcome. For in the midst of the deepest sadness, a new story is written, and in the contrite heart shines the light of infinite grace. Let sadness be the foundation of a new poetry, a song of life that rises above melancholy. For in the midst of pain, we are guided by an eternal love that transforms us into wings of joy in a world so tender. May sadness be the bridge that leads us to a place of peace, where we find serenity, healing, and effective solution. For in the broken heart, there is a melody of renewal, and in transformed sadness shines the most beautiful song. So, rise up, weary soul, for sadness is not the end. It is a passing station towards an endless divine destiny. In every sigh of anguish, remember the promise of eternity, where sadness will be transformed into joy in all its fullness. Rise up, sad soul, for sadness does not define your identity. You are loved and carried by divine grace in all its fullness. Amidst the tears that wet your journey, there is a hidden purpose, for sadness shapes your story, revealing the beauty of your worship. May sadness be the song that sings your faith and trust, the melody that echoes in every circumstance, advancing with hope. For, in the garden of sadness, we find flowers of renewal, and the God who walks beside us guides us to celebration. Inspiration. Motivation. Purpose. Fulfilled and abundant life. Immortal mindset.